Uh, I really want to thank everyone for being here. And today is July 9th, and tomorrow we have the meditation class. And you can come in at any time at the beginning of the class, any week. It's, I believe, $7. And let me see. Other than that, in Colorado, if someone here is from Colorado, I do have a healing circle, and let me see, on the 17th at the Unity of Columbine. And we're starting to get a pretty large group there. And hopefully it'll grow to 75 and 100, 150 people soon within the next couple months. And other than that, I do see people by appointment here in the Boulder area when I'm in town, which is often. And it's going to be more often in the future. I do travel a lot as far as teaching and working with people. Other than that, my next trip, I believe, is Phoenix. I'll be doing 2 workshops and 2 healing circles there. And let's see, normally what I do is ask if there's any questions before we start. And I'd love to answer questions. Please, anything.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, how are you, Mac?
Good.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
And you're in Chicago.
Yep,
All right, great.
I am.
You're feeling pretty good now? Are you feeling any different?
Yeah, I am.
Excellent.
Are you? Yeah, yeah.
All right. No plans on coming to Chicago anytime soon, unless there's, an invite, unfortunately. But at some point in life, I'd like to work with you again.
Yes, please.
All right, great, great. Anyone else? Christina, any questions or anything?
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Well, how are you? Good to see you.
Okay.
Family's doing good?
Mom's coming home on Friday.
All right.
The roller coaster is starting to slow down.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes. We're very relieved.
Thank God.
Yes.
And, there'll be a time of reprieve, which is nice.
Good, because we all need a break.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And she does too.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And she does as well.
Yes. It's really kind of God really put his hand on her.
That's awesome.
She pulled the breathing tube out 2 weeks ago, and she's been breathing on her own since.
Glad
Yes.
to hear that.
She knew. Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Please, any other questions or comments I can try to answer? How do I say your name? Dana or Donna?
Dana.
Dana.
I was wrong all the way around.
Mark, do you remember me? I came with Mackenzie one time.
Yes, I do. I do.
Good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you too. And thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate it. Lindsay, any questions or comments or anything?
Actually, yeah, I do have a question.
Please.
Because maybe the past several times, everyone's been dealing with physical things, but you still deal with things that are not definitely focused, right? That we don't know exactly. We know what's happening, but we don't know where.
I try to, yeah. And sometimes or oftentimes I'm shown, not all the time, sometimes I'll be shown the causal of the, which could be in the mental and the emotional range and or history in some way.
Or systemic.
I'm sorry?
Or systemic. Like a.
Go ahead.
Oh, something happened to the visual, but
Now, what were you saying, Lindsay? I'm sorry.
Um, or something systemic where you know what all the little symptoms are, but you have no idea where it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
and in the body or the emotional or mental, whatever is perception or pattern.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll be able to perceive, not all the time. You know, sometimes I'll say, "Okay, boss, what's the scoop with this?" And I'm literally
Oh, now I can hear you. Yeah.
okay. Uh,
Okay, good.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes I just don't know, and sometimes I'm told it's none of your business. And you know,
Really?
just, and so I just go on from there. So, all right.
Okay. Well, if it's none of our business, you'll pass that on, won't you?
Well, if it's none of my business,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
oh, okay.
I play sometimes just a word, and that's it. And I'm not given any clues or sights of things, and sometimes I am.
Okay.
I'm accepting of it.
Now I don't know if other people are having trouble, but now you sound very far away.
Yeah, I don't know why. My volume's all the way up. Is everyone else hearing me fairly clearly?
Yes, sometimes what happens is the sound seems to automatically adjust,
Uh-huh.
and sometimes then it puts them further away, sometimes it brings them closer. So I'm not sure how to fix that particular issue. I'm trying to keep as many folks muted as possible, and sometimes that helps.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
You just
Now,
have to speak louder.
yes. All right. I'll try to speak louder. Hello. Get my megaphone out here. All right. Now, Lynn, were you able to help Sybil? Sybil?
I believe it's pronounced Sybil. Yeah, she has a message for you. She does not have her computer doesn't have the capabilities. Oh my goodness, to speak or video.
Okay.
Turn on her microphone or her video. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's wrong with me. It must be the heat. Anyway, but she does have a question, and I believe you got that.
I don't, no, I don't. Can you tell it to me?
Okay, sure. She says, what I need help with is my digestion. If you can
Oh, okay.
assist me with this issue, God bless and thank you.
All righty. Yeah, sure. What I work with, let's just get right into it. What I work with is light. Light is my gift, my goal, and my tool. And this is what I use on work telephone appointments around the world. This is what I work with people in person with. And most people tell me that something in their life has changed. And that's all that matters to me. And the change might be healing for you. It might be a change of life. I don't know which way it goes. I'm not in control of all this stuff. I pretty much leave it to the old man or old woman upstairs. And I say, okay, boss, take over. How it works, when it works, why it works, where it works, it varies with every individual. And I really believe that I can, through experience, affect people no matter where they are in the world. And so telephone appointments for people that are out of town, people that are in town, I work with in person. And I've worked with and taught approximately 25 to 35,000 people over the many years, publicly for about 25, 30 years now. And I've been doing this for about 45 years. This is all that I do in my life, and I just do it. I listen to my boss's directions, whether it be a he or a she or it. So let me see here. With the digestion, what I'd like you to do is give me feedback when we're finished if you notice anything different. in your abdominal cavity, or the way that you might feel inside in some way, as subtle or as abrupt as it is. So I want to start working with you. I really would appreciate it if you could just, it doesn't matter whether your eyes are closed or open, I don't care. So let me work on that area now. I'm perceiving change that's happening, and please do let me know in a moment. And please, did you notice any change or difference or sensations in your abdominal cavity, Sybil?
We will have to wait for a message from her,
Okay.
but she had a previous message saying that you
Yes.
helped her very successfully within 24 hours before. And she just responded, yes, I could feel the energy.
Great. One thing that I got that's, and I don't know anything about health foods or exercise or anything, but one perception that I got is that it's really important for you to eat a lot of cooked vegetables with other foods as well. And so take that with a grain of salt or do it, but I got it so that I can relate message to you of that. Very important, Sybil. And it was an honor to work with you as well. And all right, good. Very important in your life. And she says she does eat veggies. And that's going to help, and also not to worry so much, the internal worry, not the externally expressed, but the internal as well. They're very important for you. And all right, good. And then we have one from Galaxy Note 9, jammed the left index finger, which affects boxing classes and right heel. Well, I'll work with one thing, and hopefully that will bring you back next time for the other thing. So your left index finger, okay. What I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, and please, if you want to do this, great, it'll help it. What I'd like you to do is to put your hand on a flat surface of the index finger, the left one, and tell me if you sense something happening in the finger and if you notice change or something in your life.
Kathy, you're unmuted if you wish to say something.
So Mark, just the index finger or the entire hand?
Just the index finger. or the hand, it doesn't matter. Just have it relaxed.
Oh, and this is Yvette. I don't know. It's showing Kathy in Denver, but I don't know. And you initially said Galaxy 9. I don't know how to put my name in there just to just join. And now it's showing Kathy in Denver, but it's Yvette.
Okay.
Sorry, I was supposed to put that for someone else. Yvette, how do you spell your name? E-V-E?
No, actually Y. Y as in yellow, V-E. Double T as in Tom, E.
Yes, so sorry about that.
It's okay.
All right. And do you put your attention on your hand and tell me if you notice something happening, huh?
Nothing yet.
That's fine. Most people tell me that something has changed most immediately. Other people tell me as soon as they walk out of the room or walking down the street 2 weeks or 2 months later that they say, oh my God, when did it leave me? All I need you to do is
Yeah,
just,
so cracking, like making the fist hurts. I can crack my knuckles on my right hand. It's painful. I can do the 3 fingers to the left of the index, but the the left index finger, if I try doing it, it's on a 9 pain scale.
is that on your right hand?
Left hand,
Oh, okay. That's what I was working with, is the left hand. So
yes.
what I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, I felt movements and stuff like that, but what I'd like you to do is to try not to perceive of any kind of conversations or anything else in your head, no thinking, and just lay your hand flat. Because once you start thinking, there's the sabotage there. It's recreating and living another life than what you're focused on.
Okay.
And you tell me if you sense something happening starting right now. And it's okay if you don't feel that, I do. Starting right there. A sensation is so subtle. I know you can't, but if you could, what would it feel like?
Like current,
Okay.
like an electrical current. Yeah, it just kind of reminds me of a lake and the water stream flowing down river.
That's life force flowing through you. Now let your hand rest for a moment. And then what I'd like you to do is real gently, without knowing what's going to happen, real gently raise your left hand a little bit and move your left index finger around. Tell me if it's any worse, the same, better, or what. And be candid. Don't think too much. Because once you start thinking, it's sabotage. Be candid.
It's still hurting. The door, I went to put my hand out as a car door when it's about to slam on me, so that
Okay.
bash my ankle, and it jammed my index finger, and it hasn't recuperated since it. So it's still mobility. I can feel it. The other fingers are fine. It's just the index.
I'm concerned about your ankle or your other fingers right now. All I want to know, which is really important for me and for you too, is about the index finger. That's the only thing that I'm going to work with. Now you sensed the current moving through. So
correct.
Now tell me what happens starting in a moment here, and starting now.
I can feel heat in the index finger. So I
Now,
don't know if you heard me.
yes, I heard you.
Okay.
Now, what I'd like you to do,
Okay.
tell me if it's any less pain, more pain, or about the same. And if it's about the same, that's okay. But you tell me right now.
It's probably gone from a 10 to about a 9.
Okay, so let's see what happens with that now. Because as I mentioned, it's either immediate or it might be within 5 minutes different, or it might be 2 days or 2 weeks later saying, oh my God, why
Okay.
didn't you leave me?
Okay.
Let's see what happened, because something happened. Always, it happens, always. It's never not happening.
Okay.
All right, hon?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And if you have an opportunity, you're in the Denver area, correct? Is that correct? You're in the Denver area?
Me?
Yes.
Yvette? Yes. Down in Bicentennial.
Okay, so if you're ever if you ever had the opportunity to come see me at the Healing Circle or make an appointment, the Healing Circle is free. And another thing that I wanted to mention also is that if anyone would like to make a donation on the website, that's fine if they notice a change in their life. It helps us to keep on going what we're doing. And all right, Kathy in
you.
Denver is next. My pleasure. My pleasure. All right. So, who is it? Kathy, Lynn?
Yes.
I don't see Kathy here. In any case, I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
She's in the next screen possibly. Kathy, are you able to do you have a microphone? I've unmuted you if you do.
All right. I don't know what the cause of gallstones are. Some people say it's diet, but that's what she's asking. And no, I'm not a vegetarian. I'm great with almond M&Ms, and I love them, matter of fact. And I eat all foods. I try to eat healthy though. And healthy, I mean, almond M&Ms, they have nuts, so they're healthy grains. Other than that, no. I'll be at Unity at Columbine on the 19th, and it's on my website too. In the newsletter on the upper part, it says newsletter. And whoever's not signed up on the newsletter, on the right-hand side, it says newsletter, and that's where you can sign up. To answer your questions. As far as the gallstones, again, it might be dietary. I know nothing about health foods or exercise or anything. And so, all right. So in any case, good question though, good question. I will say that most people that come to see me or that I work with various parts of the world and stuff, they're exercise freaks, and they're vegans or vegetarians, and so not saying that it's bad for you, because it's good for a lot of people. Mackenzie, please, what would you like me to work with, please?
Hello.
Hi.
All right. So my question actually is just, I was told that I am a walk-in, which makes a lot of sense for what I've been going through in the past, like, I want to say 5 or 6 months. So what your thoughts on that are, / what that looks like for me the next coming months. But it's shifting every day for me, so.
Sure. I believe, in my understandings and experiences, that it's your soul that had you in this direction for change of life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know what anyone's interpretation of walk-in is. My understanding of walk-in is, and it's very rare that a walk-in will happen. It's where the person won't even have a memory. They'll just have some understanding of past experience in that person's life, and so and I've seen it a couple times in my life too. They won't have the, their soul won't have the capability or capacity for the other person's soul that they're walking into.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. So, but your soul very directly has brought you into your situations that the traumatic experiences that you've had, so that you can work through them, which you did beautifully.
Mhm.
And it's almost like a process of evolution that the soul is taking you through all the time.
Okay.
My understanding. My understanding.
Cool.
Not saying that anyone else is wrong.
Perfect.
All right. All right. Awesome. Would you like me to work with something, Mac?
Just whatever you feel.
Okay. Two things. One is in your lower tailbone, and is that correct? All right.
Maybe.
Are you aware of situation there?
My
Okay.
knee is, but not my.
Okay. And I didn't know about the knee, so I'll work with that. I didn't get that far down. And also, have you or are you experiencing any kind of what might be referred to as sinus problems or something of that nature, nasal problems? And it's okay if you're not. Okay.
No.
So I'm going to work real quickly. Number one on the tailbone area, and you tell me, and also this up in this area up in here as well, and you'll tell me, and be candid too, as you're experiencing something, if you should, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What's happening, Mac?
Super hot on my cheeks. And my knee is twitching, but
Yeah, tell me what happens with your knee as well. Is it's my left, which would be your right. Is that correct?
mm-hmm.
Move your knee around and tell me if you notice any difference yet, Matt. And be candid, please.
Well, it feels good right now, but
Sorry?
I'm also laying down, but it feels good.
You have the remote in your hand?
Yeah.
Good, good, good. All right. All right, let's see if this doesn't make a difference in your life.
Okay.
All right, great. Great. And please let me know how you're doing, everyone. I really appreciate that.
I will.
All righty. And let's see. Anna Lee, please talk to me. Anything that you can work with?
Yes, Mark. I'm doing much better. I don't have any pain anymore. It's a blessing.
Yay.
Yeah, it's been a 9-month journey. But I am experiencing digestive and bowel issues, like between diarrhea and constipation, and the last 4 or 5 days, I get really lightheaded all day long, and I go to get up and I have to hold onto the wall, and I slide down the wall or down the bathroom door or something, holding on. And when I'm walking, my head feels like it's like dizzy. So I don't know what's going on, and I just would appreciate anything that will help towards that. Thank you.
All righty. One, I'm just curious. There are three different issues you're telling me about there.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious about the dizziness. Are you doing any kind of exercise at all?
Yes, I usually go out walking every day for
Good.
about an hour. But for a
Awesome.
few days, I couldn't do that. I was just I actually was literally on the toilet. I went 15 times in one day, 16 another day. So it's like, yeah, I couldn't get out for 3 days, but I usually do go
All right.
walk.
All right. Now, so talk to me. I don't know if it's diet that's creating that.
Yes.
I don't know, what it is. If it's, I really don't believe that it's worry that's creating
Okay.
the partial IBS. I don't know. I don't believe it's
Well,
worry.
I do have diverticulitis
Okay.
or
All right, so
diverticulitis.
tell me something. If that's the case, do you have children?
I have 2 grown children. One passed in
Okay. So
2000.
that being the case, do you remember? Let me see. With the second child, that your tailbone was cracked with giving birth.
No, but I did have an issue with my tailbone when I got into a car one time, and it was a truck, and the car buckle thing was up, and I hit it.
Was that after you
Yeah, that was
gave
after.
birth to the? I'm sorry. You talk.
After,
Then I'll
yeah.
talk. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. And how far after that was that? I'm just curious.
Oh, quite a
Alrighty,
number of years. It's been a lot of years, but I had a huge bruise and a big bump on the bottom of my tailbone, and it
Right.
was,
Okay.
yeah.
So, all right, Annalee, with was it a real easy second childbirth?
Yes, the second one was easy. The first one wasn't. They had to pound my belly to get the placenta out.
Okay, now, so,
And I lost a lot of
all right,
blood.
so, all right, Annalee. I say, my personal perception is
Yeah.
that your tailbone was also weakened in the accident from years before with the childbirth.
Oh, okay.
My perception. So, and that leads, oftentimes I understand, I won't make any claims, I don't diagnose,
Yeah.
prescribe, but ever since day one, 45 years ago, 46 years ago. But my thought process is that your tailbone was weakened and damaged with the childbirth of your, the second child.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and that creates, sometimes in my understanding, diverticulitis and endometriosis later in life.
Oh, okay.
It leads into those kinds of things. So, just yes or no, do you have any kind of, if you were to sit on your bottom for a while, would your tailbone still bother you?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't bother me.
Okay, so what I would like to do is work on your tailbone.
Okay.
And you tell me if you sense something happening, and please be very candid with me as
All
it
right. Thank you.
not saying you would feel something, but if you should.
I'm actually feeling a lot of energy in my head.
Yeah, the tailbone, it's all part of that spinal process.
Mm-hmm.
and also in the center of your back, right here on your spine.
Yes. I was in a car accident that was quite serious, and 3 places in my spine were affected. That was a number of years ago.
Sometimes these wild things that we find um, perpetuate other things in the body as irritators.
Mm. I'm feeling the energy move through me, and then pressure on my right stomach area now. Interesting.
There was a release in my hands. So open up your eyes and move around a little bit and tell me if you notice a difference in, number one, your spine, and in your upper spine, about the middle up, and I don't even know what the vertebrae are called.
Yeah. This feels a little less tight, looser.
Alrighty, that might, it's possible that could possibly affect your abdominal cavity and everything that's happening.
Okay. Okay.
A very big possibility.
All right.
Thank you so much, and please do keep me updated in email.
Yes.
I
Thank
do-
you. I did send you one to update you on my
Yes,
last.
you did, and I got
Yeah.
that. Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate
and
it.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
My honor. My honor.
I can still feel energy moving through and heat. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, let it continue as
Yeah, it
long.
feels like a current now going down my spine to my tailbone. That's interesting. Thank you.
There's flow, there's life force, and
Yes, it feels like it's flowing. Yeah.
just enjoy it. Just enjoy
I'm
it.
getting very warm. Thank
right.
you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, now, um, who's up next, Lynn?
Lindsay.
Yay, Lindsay.
Mhm.
How are ya?
Well,
don't-
I've been great until like maybe 2 weeks ago. My body's falling apart,
I've heard that before.
but I never felt it before. It really, like, I consider myself healthy. I'm active. I even move furniture. I mean, I don't know where all this is coming from.
All righty. Don't you have air in your place? It's hot in Chicago.
You know what, it is hot. I have a window air conditioner, and it's so loud that if I turn it on, I won't hear you.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. We'll turn your sound off soon, and then you can have it on after we're finished.
Well, I want to hear you, you know.
All right, great. Any particular part of your body that I can work with, or what? You tell me.
Well, I think my kidneys, I think all the things are happening because my kidneys are not working well.
Okay. All righty. And
Is this distracting? Should I put it down?
no, not for me.
Oh.
For you it is. So,
And it's especially my right kidney.
and you know that?
Yeah, they took x-rays.
Okay. All right, that's what I wanted to know. All righty. And so what I'd like you to do is just for a moment close your eyes or have them open. You know, I don't know why I'm telling people to close your eyes. And you tell me if something happens, okay?
Uh-huh.
And be candid. And keep the explanations really short.
Mm-hmm.
There.
The pain is not as great.
There. And there. There. Now move around a little bit and tell me if you notice any difference, and I'll tell you what
Well, I mean, it feels better. I've been having a lot of pressure on that right kidney.
all right. I worked first with your left kidney.
Oh,
That was taken like an overload in my perception. And
Oh.
so then I went to your right, which somehow or another, find the logic in this, that it was easier to work with the right.
wow.
So in any case, I'm curious as to how it affects you later, you know, and some people will experience nothing now. Other people will get something later. But another thing that I wanted to mention also, and a couple of y'all have heard this story before, many, many years ago, I had 5 people in front of me and I didn't know them. And I had to find everything that was incorrect with their bodies. That was my direction. And so I did. I found about 20 things in these 5 people, different ages, male and female. And the last fellow on his right shoulder, I felt this massive, massive energy and injury. And he said, nope, nope, nothing's wrong. But I got the other 20 things right. And so, but I knew this was done. And it was later that night he got my number from someone and called me up and said, you're not going to believe this, I'm in ER and I got in an accident and my right shoulder was massively damaged, but the doctor says he couldn't believe how unmassive it was for what the damage was. In any case, and it should be in a lot more pain, et cetera, et cetera. And so I realized then many years ago that sometimes I'll have the perception of what's going, a potential of what's going to be, and I can help it in those sometimes. And so that may be a situation of that. I don't know. And so taking the pressure off the your left side might have helped as well.
Huh. Well, I mean, I was sitting here in a lot of pain on the right,
Yes,
and
I worked with the right afterwards.
the pain has released.
Good.
I mean, I have stones in that kidney,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's interesting
All
because
right.
at least I'm not in. I mean, it was really painful.
All right, great.
Yeah. Thank you.
My pleasure. And please do keep me updated later. I really appreciate that too.
Okay. Do you sense is that kind of an overall problem causing everything?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't think so. But we'll find out. It may or may not be. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know offhand. Unless I,
You know, to a woman,
maybe if I had later, if we had an appointment or something like that, it might occur to me what the situation is. I don't know. And I can't promise that.
okay.
But there's things that we can always work with in an appointment. Telephone appointment.
Because, you know, hair is important to a woman.
Why?
Why?
Great when they don't have hair.
It's your mane, you know. So when it's falling out, it's very scary.
I understand. I understand. All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Feel better now?
There's no pain in the right kidney, and the left feels fine.
All right, good. You got it. You rock.
Yeah, so do you. Thank you.
All right.
Now I can.
Who has a question? Someone had a question.
Clemmy's next.
Lemmy,
Hi,
hi, how are you?
I'm okay, sort of. I need to fix my broken brain.
I have a broken brain. Maybe we can switch and I'll get something better out of this.
Well, I've been working on it for 22 years, and it's like the high end, it's easier to recover as an adult. You just find a class, but it's like the easy stuff stumps me every time. I just get stuck. So I basically I can't cook. You know, getting dressed is like the hardest part of my day.
Okay. And have you gone to medical practices to find out anything?
Well, it took 6 years in a court order to start some rehab. I got a little bit. The insurance stopped paying. I won on paper at 10 years. At 20 years, the lawyer says, take nothing because I quit. And he died in December. So I'm living on fumes, and I need help, but there's no way to pay for help.
All right. Now, what I'm asking though is when you went to various medical practices, did they tell you what they felt it was?
Yeah, it's a traumatic brain injury. I got crushed under a tree at work.
Okay. That's one reason why never to go to work.
Yeah. Well, especially it was the vanity shot that only the cameraman's mother would see.
All righty. So what I'd like you to do, and please do me a favor and listen to what I'm saying and to do it while I'm talking about it.
Okay.
All right. Very important is to close your eyes and just take a deep breath and just relax. Get the thinking out of your head. And you tell me as you're beginning to experience things inside your head, if you should, okay?
Okay. I feel a little pressure at sort of at the bottom and the back of my eyes.
And most of my perception is on your from your forehead inside, which is what I'm working with, and not so much on the top of your head, but mostly working with the front of your head.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest area of damage.
And you just keep me updated with that pressure
Okay.
and everything else
Okay.
as you're sensing it. And there was a change a moment ago. And there. And sometimes what happens also with injury, the what people call the cranial mechanism, it gets locked, and there's no, and then the breath of the rhythm is it's held in. It's not breathing. So what I'm going to do
I'm-
is
I'm not sure what you mean by cranial mechanism.
the all the bones and everything that make up the cranium, the skull. And usually in many people, it's like alive. It's not, locked in where it
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like it's kind of frozen, like it needs WD-40. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, because when you talk about rhythm, like I used to feel like a juggling octopus, but now I'm like, if Mr. Magoo opened his eyes, he'd like miss his step.
Yes, I understand. So you tell me if you feel that movement beginning to happen, okay?
Okay. I do feel a little pressure on, I guess, the front left quarter of my head.
Yes. That's where most of it is. From the center of the
Yeah, that was kind of the main area of impact.
Now you tell me if you sense something happening, okay?
Okay.
There. There. What was that like for you?
Well, I felt some gentle pressure across the top of my head, and then I felt a little bit of, I don't know how to describe it, like some space opening up at the back of my head.
This was, in my impression and what I perceived, this was kind of pushed in. And
Yep.
so, all right. And that's what created that frozen. Let's see now if it begins to pick up a new pattern of breathing.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you.
That breathing is what I refer to as the breath of God, the dance of life. And now it has the potential of coming back to its natural rhythm. It has the potential of doing that.
Well, that would be great because I had a lot of sort of respiratory symptoms just because when you think hard, you hold your breath. And
Yes.
so if I was thinking hard in order to talk and I couldn't find the word, then I would forget to breathe.
All right. Yeah. You know what that reminds me? It reminds me of a story. Hi, Maria. It reminds me of a story many, many years ago. There was this in a healing circle in Chicago, matter of fact. You may remember this, Christina. There was some woman that had asthma, and she was in her 30s or 40s. And I worked with her, and I got down to the leg calf, and I saw her at the age of 5 getting tickled by her uncle. And she hated it, and he was having a great time making her laugh, he thought, but she was cringing, and it hurt her to be tickled. And then she, at the age of 5 or 7, it would hurt her so bad as her uncle was tickling her, having a great time, and she went like that and held it in. And then asthma from then on in her life. And
Wow.
then I told her what had happened. She remembered it, and then she started breathing normally without the asthma anymore.
Wow.
And so
Amazing.
memories like that can affect a person so easily in life.
Yeah, well, that was actually the first memory of when I regained consciousness was I wanted to yell for help, and I realized I had no oxygen and I wasn't breathing. So I was like a fish, just the lips moving, but nothing else was coming out.
Right. And so that is the memory of that, and which will result in effects from that. Good point. Good point.
Thank you.
My pleasure, my honor. All right. Maria, anything in particular, my dear friend?
Yes. I don't know if my friend Patricia was on earlier because I was at a training and I wasn't sure if I was going to make this, but I would just humbly request a blessing for a new job.
I'd love to ask a blessing for you. and I saw you as something comes through, say in near future, you're going, oh my God, something like that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right, my pleasure, my pleasure. Sue, anything, please. Any questions or anything you'd like me to work with? Anything you think of?
I just saw that unmute. I think I'm doing okay today.
All right.
Thank you, though.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. Any questions at all?
No.
You rock. All right. And let's see, Christina.
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Okay. Mine's, I think, a little bit more emotional by nature with everything going on. Yeah. The question I have for you, which I know for years and years and years, you've been telling me that, and I've learned from you, to be objective, right?
Yes.
See life objectively, to not emotionally attach myself to people's drama and situations and things like that.
That's when we have the opportunity to be objectively observant. Then there's nothing taken personally, which will eat us away eventually. As a pattern.
Yes, and I do try to keep that always kind of there with a particular person. There's most of the time I have good days with that, and then there's some days I react, right? And I do take it personal.
I understand.
Because it is personal.
Yes, it
towards
is.
me, even though it's their story.
I understand.
So I guess my question is, how do I protect myself? How do I take that a step further?
Good question. And the answer to that is not to bother protecting yourself.
I'm sorry, say that again?
The answer to that is not to bother protecting yourself.
Okay.
All your attention is on that, and that's going to do nothing but create resistance in life.
Ah.
The idea is to, in my perspective, I call it God. Some people call it creator. Some people universal mind. Whatever you want to call it, it doesn't care. As long as they're utilizing and taking advantage of its presence with you in this time, is to, what you do is carry that divinity within, that creator, that godliness within you, and introduce your world to it. And as if it's there. And that will, it's almost like initiate something that it'll be there more often as you do that. Take it with you in life.
Okay.
Let it live in you in life more consciously that way, knowing that it's there. That's when there's an intercession where you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about someone else's cooties, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
That totally makes sense.
Please take advantage of that if you can.
Absolutely, I have to. Yeah.
Then you'll find yourself even less interaction and reaction with others of a destructive nature, because a lot of the world is learning that now, that destructive nature. And so we don't want to necessarily be a part of that mind, because that's going to be our downfall.
And the more I become aware, the more sensitive I feel to that energy.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's, I think, where I'm at right now, is I find it difficult to kind of
that energy is the God.
Bat myself out of it.
Yeah. That energy is the godliness within you. And it wants you to be more conscious of it. That divinity within you. It's clarity that it will bring as well.
Okay.
Awesome.
So I could just use a Roto-Rooter, whatever you feel.
I'll ask a blessing on you.
Thank you.
You got it. You got it, my dear. God bless.
Thank you, Mark. Thank
Uh,
you.
Dana. Where is it?
I'm back.
Hi. Anything in
Hello.
particular? Please.
Sorry.
Anything in particular in your body that's bugging you? Tell me something.
I mean, honestly, I've just been harboring a lot of stress and anxiety due to life, I guess I could say. And it's kind of been causing, like, I wouldn't say health issues, but like I just have this, stomach pains and stuff like that.
Is it worry?
Yeah, worry a little bit. More so, like I said, it kind of is something to do with the past that could like affect my future. But it's just, yeah, it's just more so like stress and anxiety, and it's keeping me up at night and all of that.
All right. Is there a particular thing that's keeping you up at night without telling me what it is?
Has to do with my husband's past.
Okay. So, what I want you to do is close your eyes, hon. Now, I want you to give me one word or two words that you feel when you think of that. Just two words.
Pain and confusion.
Okay. All righty. Pain and confusion. And how does it feel to be confused?
Like my brain is very cloudy.
Okay, good. Got it. Got it. Got it. Now keep your eyes closed. And I want you to tell me if you didn't feel that, what would it feel like?
Probably calmness and
One other
content.
word. I'm sorry?
Being content.
Okay. Now, if you're content, no, let's go with calm. If you're calm, what would that feel like?
Like my body's at ease.
Good. And your head, how does that feel inside your mind?
When I'm calm.
Yes.
Smooth.
You got it. Okay, now open your eyes and close them again. Now, what I'd like you to do is go back to the other and tell me what that feels like now. The confusion.
Maybe manageable.
And all right, now go back to the calm and clear and tell me what that feels like.
It's kind of just like my happy place when I go there.
Good, 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 good. Now go back to the confused and the other and tell me what that's like.
I still feel it, definitely. It's just maybe not as intense.
All right. Take a deep breath. And let it out slow and gentle, slow motion. What does it feel like inside now?
A lot more calm.
Let's go with that. Open up your eyes. How do you feel? Be candid, please.
I feel a clarity, definitely. I mean, I definitely will be dealing with it, and it's still something that is going to be on my mind, but I feel like there's definitely a little bit of a clarity.
It's not a little, it's a lot now compared to what it was before. And now it's going to be more objective, more observant versus reactive inside of you.
It's a good thing.
Yes. Yes. and it was never really your place to suffer. It wasn't your act,
No.
correct? Correct.
Thank you, Mark.
My honor, my pleasure. All right, now close your eyes real quick and tell me what the confusion is like now. Be candid, huh?
I mean, honestly, what you just said, like looking at it as if it doesn't really have to do with me, makes it feel kind of separated.
It was you. Okay.
No, you're right.
Okay, good. Catherine, is she available? Is Catherine around?
She stepped away for a moment.
Okay.
She put her headphones down, so I
Okay.
believe she'll be back.
All right. Excellent. Excellent.
It's a good opportunity to do a check-in with everyone.
All right. Now is let me see. Any questions about anything I can try to answer before anything? Please, Marie.
I need to get everyone unmuted.
Thank you. Actually, can I make an additional donation for healing for my sister's back?
Of course. What's wrong with her back?
She's been having pretty intense pain. She had an MRI, and I don't know the official outcome, but it wasn't good. It's like keeping her up at night, where it's interfering with her sleep.
Is now tell me something. Is it the lower back? I'm guessing at that.
I'm not sure. I was hoping she would be off of work and on the call, so.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me work with her back, with her spine. Okay. And my perception is the center down. So let's see what happens here. And you'll tell me how she is or not, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to do the whole spine.
Okay.
Now what I'm feeling is like a breathing. It's almost like a snake undulating.
Mm.
So that's good. So let me just finish off a little bit here.
Thank you.
And I'd be most curious as to how she feels or what happens from
Okay.
this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I would love to work with her when I'm there as well. All right. Please, anything else I can try to work with?
Want to say hello?
Hey, Mark,
Yeah, hi, Steve.
how you doing?
Well, thank you.
When are you coming back to Chicago? I got food I gotta cook for you.
I know. I love Italian cooking.
Oh, I said I was Italian?
Sicilian.
There you go. No, I just wanted to say hi, how you doing? Everything's cool with me, so I don't have to, we're all good.
Excellent, Steve. Excellent. Well, I may have to have you send it to me.
I tell you what, why don't I just make a road trip and I'll come out?
Anytime.
Awesome.
Anytime, you guys.
All right, sounds good.
Bring the little one with you.
Yes, we will.
All right, Mark, I just want to say hello.
Blessings to you, Steve.
You too.
Any other final questions I can try to answer before we boogie here?
Sorry, Catherine didn't come back yet.
That's okay. That's all right. Next time. All right. All right.
Oh, Sybil has one thing.
Please.
She forgot to mention about heartbreak.
Okay.
Can you elaborate, Sybil?
All right. If she does. Now, please do keep in mind that what you've experienced is more than real. Most people tell me that something in their life changes totally, and that's all that matters to me. I don't care if a person is healed, it doesn't faze me. What matters is the change that happens from what we're doing. And it can be physiological, emotional, mental, whatever. And they all interconnect anyway, and they affect our lives. And so things may happen right away, and things may happen, who knows, 5 minutes later, or 2 days later, or 2 weeks later, walking down the street. And so, as I explain to people, and most people tell me that these things are true. And I hope that I'll be seeing y'all next time, and even more people. And so please keep updated. And we do have the meditation class that's tomorrow, and it's every week on Wednesday at 11 o'clock my time.
Oh, yeah, 11 o'clock Mountain. So that'll be 12 o'clock Central and 1 p.m. Eastern.
And 10 o'clock Western on the West Coast. So it's for anyone who wants to come in. It's an hour long, and I do charge $7 for the hour. It's pretty awesome. People are starting to come back to it from other times, which is great. Sometimes there's lesser amount of people, sometimes there's more, and it doesn't matter whether you have experience or not. So please do feel free to come into that. And it's on the website, and it's on Facebook, the link to that, and signing up for it. Is that correct, Lynn?
It's pretty much everywhere. It's on the newsletter, it's in Facebook, and there was an email that went out today that has that information as well. If you have any questions or you can't see it anywhere, by all means, please reach out to Mark or myself. The email addresses are on the website, but it's either mark@markehrlichs.com or admin@markehrlichs.com. So it's fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
Give us a shout if you have any questions.
All right, great. And as far as the technical stuff, how to get into it, write admin.
That's my department.
Yes, Lynn's department.
Yeah.
All right. Any other final questions before we boogie tonight?
Lindsay had a comment. Lindsay, you want to share?
Yeah. Did you make a CD for meditation that a person could buy? I somehow remember I thought you were going to do the breathing the breath of God meditation.
Yes, I got all those on the website, and they're all up now. Lynn was able to get them all up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, just go to markehrlichs.com and you'll see a link right on the homepage. Under new on the left-hand side. Still don't know my left from my right, apparently. Anyway, on the left-hand side under new, you'll see the meditation classes as well as the meditation CDs.
Oh,
great. There's a link for both.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
We're running over, so we have to go.
We are.
Yes.
It's unfortunate, Catherine, if you're hearing this on the replay, please join us next time. We'll make sure we get to you first.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Let's see you next time.
Thank you, Mark.
So much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you next time.